So we're going to be building a blanket out of this, and got confirmation the acrylic should adhere to this just fine. So what I'm going to be doing is I need two pieces. So I'll actually do a formal lap. I'll peel the plastic off and seal in that way. And then I will also do a 3-course with a 6-inch polyester and our 800 acrylic mastic to seal the seam between the two pieces of this. I'm going to cut them into about 6-foot pieces, and then I'm going to bond those two together. After I'm done cinching up the seams and I make this into one piece, I'm going to use our 720 acrylic with some polyester and put an all acrylic membrane on top of here as well. So we end up with our products on top. When it's all said and done, we'll have to let it dry for a couple days and cure out. So we got our blanket mostly constructed. I got the first coat on here, but I took that peeling stick, rolled it out, sealed the lap using the peeling stick, and then I also 3-course the lap using our 800 acrylic mastic with a roll of 6-inch just to really seal that seam. And then what we did is SMAA basically over the top of this. So this is a full finished roof membrane that we can feel pretty good about. We do have the peeling stick to rely on, but then we also have a 1-ply all acrylic over top of this in addition. So at least the final product on here is a Western Colloid product. They can cut this to fit after the fact, trim up the edges and make it sit down real nice under the unit. And then we'll 3-course around basically this blanket using our 800 elastic cement again with a roll of 6-inch, and then we'll lap onto that to finish. When we're doing the emulsion plies, those emulsion plies will lap onto this. I like to see a good 4 or 5 inches, and then we'll finish that lap with just a little bead of 800, and then we can feel really good about what's underneath that unit. Key is just to get it real clean. Get it cleaned up real nice under there, scrape the rocks, put a little effort in while the unit's up off the ground, blow it, and then once you slide this into place and set that unit back down, we can feel pretty good that it's going to stay watertight for a long time. Hey guys, Chris with Western Colloid. Just wanted to show something. We talked a little bit about this blanket under this unit. Right now we have this thing raised up. So using these jacks and these support rods, we've been able to not only lift this unit up without having to use too much manpower, but now we can keep it suspended. So we have room to work underneath. We still have to clean under there. I'm gonna take a shovel, a broom, a blower. We'll get it all really nice and clean. But the idea is not having to stay in there and hold it, or having to put a block to support it, because that block is gonna be in the way. So if you look right now, I got lots of clearance around this to be able to slide my blanket underneath. So I got room to work with my shovels and my brooms and my blower, and I have room to slide my blanket that was pre-constructed underneath. So now we got our membrane basically in place. I had enough of a blanket to be able to trim some off. So we want a buffer pad. If you look, there's actually, so we have this blanket in place that we're gonna lap onto, but we want additional buffer pad between all the blocks on the roof and the roof membrane. So we've constructed this particular one, and we're gonna call this our roof membrane. So we need an additional item beyond this blanket to separate the block from the rest of the roof, okay? And that's gonna be for all your pipe stands are gonna be like that. If you look, I got one on each side, and I just happen to have enough of the blanket, so I just use that material. You could use something else, TPO or mod bid or whatever you got laying around as a buffer pad. It just worked out real nice for me that I had enough that I was able to cut it and trim it up and build a little buffer, or build a buffer pad out of the blanket itself. So we're not finished yet. I still have some trimming to do and the 3-coursing to do, so stand by and I'll give you a little picture of what it looks like when. All right guys, so here's the finished product, at least on the blanket. We still have roof to put on, but this is what it should look like when it's done. So I've extended out a good distance, about 12 inches in all directions. So I have a good margin for error when my sheet comes across, right? So if you look, I got the buffer pad underneath. You can use almost any material, but I just had some extra of the blanket, so I cut that off and used it as a buffer pad. And then right here, everything has been 3-course with 6-inch polyester and our 800 elastic cement, and that goes all the way around this unit. And then the lap will extend beyond this this particular lap, so you can see where the polyester ends right here. So I'm gonna bring my emulsion beyond that and get an additional lap, right? So, and then that lap in the emulsion will actually get a bead of mastic, not a 3/4, just a bead of mastic to help seal that. So we can feel really good. This is sealed in. We had our peel and stick. I built SMAA 1P on top of that. We let it dry for a few days. Actually rained down here in the meantime. You know, we got our unit up, man. I like the jacks with those rods. It's nice. It gives us a lot of room to work. We got it all clean underneath there. We swept and blew. Actually, we swept and blew a couple of times. Got it really clean. Put our blanket in, and then we 3/4 around the blanket, and we're done. And because we use the SMAA spec on top, it's actually nice and white underneath and everything. So we don't have to worry about getting a roller under there or leaving it a different color. It's going to look really pretty when it's all done. So anyway, that's a sleeper with a blanket underneath it.